I drove out into the country tonight to spend the night in this beautiful, pristine campsite. I have a ton of amenities with me. I've got my inflatable tent. We might do a little hot tent camping. I'm already surrounded by beautiful nature. There's wildlife all over. I've got my Bluetti Elite 200 V2, and I plan to use that thing to give myself a very interesting camp with a ton of amenities and do a little something that I haven't really done before. I've got an excellent dinner to cook up. I got some good beers to drink tonight. I've got an excellent breakfast in the morning. It's winter time, so you know what that means. I'm gonna probably have the place all to myself. We're gonna do our absolute best to just live in the moment for the day, take it all in, and enjoy nature. But before I do any of that, I've gotta take a little nip off of the old banana flask. Woo! Goodness. Woo! That is a good old-fashioned monkey shoulder. Never let you down. Whew. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's get into it. Bada bing. So the funny thing about this pump is I realized that I have another kind of inflatable tent that goes over the back of the hatchback of the car. This is actually the pump that goes to that one, not to the one that I brought. However, it fits, which tells me they probably both fit each other. So that's cool. I got two pumps now. All right, well, I thought that I had gotten this thing somewhat reasonably dry before I collapsed it last time. Apparently I did not. There is actually just like, you know, a lot of moisture in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the doors all set up. All right, so I've got the door all situated and kind of wide open, but I'm just gonna leave this sucker kind of wide open and see if we can't sort of air this out a little bit. Donatello. A lot of times I just walk in and out of the tent with boots on and just say screw it and get a dirty tent. Today things are so wet and muddy and yucky that is not going to be an option. We are not going to be able to do boots in the tent on today's camp. Good Lord. Look at that. Goodness sakes. All right, so this is a little stove mat that went to another tent that I never really ended up using. It's got all this plastic on it because it's meant to connect to some other pieces and stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and cut all this plastic pieces, nylon, whatever it is. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. And we're gonna claim this one as a stove mat for our tent over there. So I probably won't even throw this away. I've got a cardboard box at home of spare kind of tent and camping fabrics in case I ever need to patch things. So I'll probably just wrap this up real tight and stick it in that box in case I need it at some point. All right, I've got this thing that I have been hankering to try out, and we're gonna see if it does anything at all to solve our problem. So my hope here was that this thing was going to be able to blow up enough of like the debris to get it pretty much kind of cleaned up and stuff in here, but it's still kind of wet and soggy. I'm gonna give it a try anyway and just see what it does. All right, well, it doesn't work for that, but it is kind of fairly reasonably powerful. This thing is wildly loud. I had no idea it was going to be that loud. But yeah, I could definitely use it in my yard and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe at some point I'll have a use for this with camping. We'll see. All right, so I've got this kind of indoor-outdoor mat, and we're not really using this thing anymore. So this is better than nothing. It's better than a wet floor. And this can go directly into the washing machine when I go home. So that is what we will do. Yeah, definitely that is a lot easier to work with. Oh yeah. Sorry if you're hearing this train, this like incessant train noise, but can't do too much about it. All right, so people were telling me that to clean this window frame here and the one on the front, that you could just use a little bit of the ash that I got plenty of in here, and some water. That's what people in the comments were telling me. So I've never tried it, so we're gonna try it together. Couple of paper towels here. You get our paper towels just a little wet there. Get out some of this ash. There we go. Interesting. And then I had some napkins floating around the car. I'll be doggone. This is why I do read the comments. Not, this isn't the only reason why, but I get a lot of good information from the comments. That's not perfect, but doggone, is that a much better site than it was before. Let's try the front. Get some ash here. Plenty of ash on there. Get that leaves off of there. So there's my hand behind it beforehand. That's definitely a bit of an improvement, isn't it? I'll be doggone. Yeah, I've tried cleaning that with like soap and water, and it was just not working, but that works like a charm. Hot dog. All right, so we got ourselves a nice downed tree here, and you can hear everything is just dead on this. I'm just gonna go ahead and snap off some twigs to get my stove going. I don't gotta keep it going full blast. It'll be nice to get it going, and then I can just feed it here and there. So just barely off the trail is a couple of poles propped up against here. Yeah, I don't know how they ended up like that, but they're just loose. So yeah, that should do me for the moment. I'll take that back to camp. Just a little bit of a tip here. If you're new to hot tenting and you want to measure out your logs and what's gonna fit in there, you can bring over any old stick like this, put it just right at the very edge of the hot tent, and then come up here an inch or two in, and then notch that with a knife or with a saw, and then you use that as kind of like a measuring stick for your other stuff. I've been doing this enough times that I can kind of eyeball it by now, and I typically don't have any problems. But if you're new to it, a little tip for you. This is the knife that I'm rocking today. This is from a small company called Battle Horse Knives, and just like such a nice, super nice bushcrafty blade. That nice pronounced Scandinavian grind on there. The 90-degree spine. I mean, that is just a really nice piece of craftsmanship there. Nice fitted leather handle with a ferrocerium rod right in it. And this knife was a gift from Patreon subscriber by the name of George. Really nice guy, and I have made really good use out of this knife. I'm just going to take 3 of these and just quarter them. So I got some good wood to start my fire with. So I got my bigger pieces here, my quartered up pieces here, and then this will serve as my finer kindling. Well, here we go. Here's a use for the thing. A little bit of this action to get us going quick. So what we're going to do here is 2 of these whole logs kind of on the floor on the bottom here. A couple of these quartered ones in the middle. Bada bing. And then we just go across here like this. So take some of these quartered pieces like this and go along the top. And we are rocking and a rolling. We'll go ahead and close the damper and close the front, and that'll slow that fire down for us a little bit. So we are starting to run a little low on daylight. I got that big open area back there that I can traverse pretty easily, and there's the tent right there. So I got an access to lots of raw unprocessed firewood. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't just grab a couple of more pieces, and then we'll get on with kind of the rest of our assembly process here. This is taking a while. Yeah, I don't know exactly how this happens, but this is a dead tree that is just propped up against there. So that's didn't even need to bring the chainsaw. That should be plenty of firewood to see us through for a hot minute here. And there is just a mess of it. Oof. About a 30-second walk from the campsite here. So we'll get this one back to camp, process this baby up. There's my airplane. Cool. Holy moly. And then I'll just take this big sucker like this, toss that in there, and that'll just kind of smolder. That'll keep our fire going for a while. I won't have to mess with it. Almost dark, or it's getting dark. It's right about sunset, so we still got another good half hour at least until it's dark, but I know I'm going to be continuing to do the rest of this in the dark, which is totally fine. I'm going to take a load off for a second and enjoy myself a fine local brew, Blitzen from Maumee Bay. Ale brewed with cinnamon, orange, and honey. I know you probably won't see this video until after Christmas, but as of the day of filming, it's December 23rd. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so I'll be taking a few days off, spend time with family. So, even though it's going to be belated by the time you see it, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're into. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you had a wonderful year. And if you didn't have a great 2025, I hope things look better for you in the new year. Cheers, everybody. Temperatures were pretty temperate earlier. It was around 50. They are starting to drop. They're dropping fairly rapidly, and it's projected to get down below freezing later tonight. So I'm glad I decided to do hot tent. This is going to be a very, very comfortable camp. Only thing that might make it a little better would be some snow, huh? Now, Bluetti has been a long-time sponsor of the channel. They sent me this Elite 200 V2 to try out with my camping. It has been powering my mini fridge since this morning. Still at 85% there, so it's doing really good. I've got something really special planned for it. Since the temperatures are low enough outside that I don't really need the mini fridge to keep things cold, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect this. Just to show you around this puppy real quick, this is a 2600 watt power station. It's got 2073.6 watt hours. That is a ton of juice. So you've got DC output, a DC PV input that'll take up to 1,000 watts of input power. It does come with a USB-C 100 watt fast charge, a USB-A 15 watt, 2 of these, and another USB-C 100 watt. On top of that, we have 4 20 amp AC outputs at 120 volts, standard wall outlets. I've got something really cool planned for this thing. You're gonna wanna see this. Man, it's already so warm in here. It's almost like there's a wood stove going in here or something. This here, Elite 200, is built to last up to 17 years and lasts over 6,000 recharge cycles, which is about 12 times the industry standard. It's an incredibly powerful power station, 2800 watt AC and 200 watt DC, which will support a wide range of high power applications. In Herculean mode, it can support up to 3,900 watts, which sets an industry standard for resistive load. And then 2,000 watt hours is just a ton of juice. This thing is going to last for a really, really long time. This unit packs a 2 kilowatt hour capacity into the body of a typical 1 kilowatt hour unit. I had this thing in my trunk. I also had a mini fridge in there, which this thing was powering, and I still had a ton of room for extra gear. With the Bluetti Smart App control, you can achieve real-time monitoring, connect via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, monitor the power station's status, charging levels, or operating time in real time, giving you control anytime and anywhere. The LCD display allows for monitoring the battery level, input and output power, remaining charging, and discharge time. If you want to learn more about the Elite 200 V2 from Bluetti, you can check the link in my description or my pinned comment. And don't forget to tell them Sam Banana sent you. All right, everybody, let's get on with the part of the camp that I am absolutely the most excited about. All right, well, I gotta say, when I first started camping with YouTube, this is not direction I saw myself going in, but this is a pretty fun experience, sitting here with a big screen TV. It's pretty cool. All right, so I played video games for a little bit, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough firewood to get through the night, looking at my stash. So I think I am gonna need to stock up a little bit. So I'm gonna grab some pieces like this, drag them back to camp, get them processed, and hopefully then I don't have to come out of the tent too many more times. Kind of an obscene amount of firewood, but I definitely will not be needing any more for the rest of the night. I can tell you that. All right, well, my whole table is taken up by this video game situation. I got this other little backpacking table that I take out with me quite a bit, and this goes together pretty fast. I'm gonna go ahead and cook on the stove, but people like to see the cooking on the stove, and they always ask for it. It's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to get it really, really, really hot. And the way you do that is you take small pieces, and those will burn like the dickens, but I've got plenty of it, so might as well give the people what they want. How were we gonna do this here? I didn't do it like that. I do it like this. Then we'll cut that in half. I don't know about these, but we'll use them. We'll figure it out. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Alright, well, you get the gist of what we're doing here. We're chopping up some peppers, and we're chopping up some onion. And we got a train whistle in the background. Oh, we'll get that to one side over there. It's pretty chilly outside, but I'll tell you what, it is nice and toasty warm in here. Alright, I'm gonna let this rest for a bit. Typically, I think you would just put this directly on the cutting board to let it rest, but I do not want to make a mess inside of my tent and let kind of juices running all over the place. So go ahead and drain our potato water here. Oh man, I always make way too much food. I don't need a whole pan full of potatoes like that when I have a whole chicken breast and all these vegetables and stuff, so I'm gonna have to eat a couple of these. Hot, hot, hot. Still probably too much, but that's okay. I'm just going to set these to the side because I need the pan space. I did not have a big enough pan for how much food I tried to make. Alright, we got those potatoes set aside and chicken set aside. I got the pan relatively cleaned off here. This is not a lot of work in area. Okay. Oh man, what was I thinking? It ain't too shabby, huh? Still, we're gonna chop this all up. Small pieces. So we got kind of a medley going here. Oh, that's good. Good. Pull it together. You know we got to do it. Here's a close-up before we put the Arby's sauce all over it. Look at that. How is that? How are we doing? What's going on? What kind of a medley is that? It smells good, I'll tell you that. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Goodness sakes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Dude, that is just so good. Oh. I don't even know what you call that. Like kind of accidentally threw the wrong things into the pack one time and just started making it. It's basically like potatoes O'Brien with chicken. If you have a cool name for it, let me know. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I mean, for crying out Pete's sake, come on now. Alright everybody, well, I had some fun on the video games there. I processed up a little bit more firewood for the morning. These stoves never make it through the night. You're always going to have to stock them up, and unless you get up, you know, once an hour or so and stock these stoves, then you're going to be relighting them in the morning. So should be easy peasy to get it going based on the setup that I've got going over here. But yeah, I've got my fire stoked up one last time. It's kicking up. It's nice and warm in here. I'm gonna enjoy one last beer. Then I think I'm gonna hit the hay. It's been a full day's camping for me. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. We are rocking and rolling now, baby. Oh goodness sakes. Whew. Hot tent or not. Oh, that is immediately super warm. Oh goodness sakes. Good night, everybody. Whew. Oh. Good morning.
meters.
Woo! Man, that Blue Eddy power station did a great job of powering another interesting adventures. They've been a long time supporter of the channel and definitely made for some interesting camping ideas. Powered my PlayStation all night and my TV, my mini fridge all day yesterday. Still got plenty of juice to get through the day with the rest of my perishables in the mini fridge back there. This was a fun camp. It's definitely an interesting one, but yeah, we got everything torn down. Nice clean campsite. I left all that firewood chilling on the picnic table. I'm sure the next camper that comes along will be happy to have it. That's another one in the books, boys and girls. Gotta send a big shout out to each and every one of you. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana. We're gonna catch you on the next one, everybody. Bye now.